You can imagine Okal tries so much. Okal is at a stage where he could be a star, not by being a very skilled player, but being someone who pushes themselves so hard and someone who works on his own marketing so much, someone who is naweza sema nini, very hardworking, very
Yeah,
hardworking in the basketball court. And you can imagine he gets calls from almost everywhere, kuja ucheze playoffs, kuja, not because of the play, because of the visibility that this guy has created for himself. I could put so many players ahead who could have gone and given much more impact. But their marketing is terrible, their visibility is terrible, so they will most probably not get those opportunities. And if these days don't get those opportunities, they don't come back to play for the national team at a high level. So exposure yao ni around within. The only marketing you want to do is the marketing of getting chicks, getting girls excited, small girls. Really not much. It's really not much. You want to get corporates excited. You don't want to pick up girls because you you know it's something pointless. So hapo ndio pande tuko. We really
actually,
have to rewind the
let me,
machine zamani.
let me tell you, Steve, like the
Yeah.
biggest highlight that Team Kenya has had was when they came from the airport. They got greeted by the dancers there. They danced. They got picked up by a van, took them to that breakfast meeting with the CS, and that's why it ends, bro. Like
You can
it,
imagine.
I mean, that's why it
These are
ends.
people, hawa ni watu wenye wako na gold bana, watu wenye wamewin championship. Star power yao inakuwa ridden for a few hours.
And it's gone. Like their 3 seconds of fame just faded away like that. Okay,
You
ask
have a
Laval.
meeting. You have a
Like,
meeting with the CS. You have to trust him, one.
did they even get compensated? We don't know. We don't know. Like, okay, it's not our business even to know how much they got
Yeah,
paid.
it's not our business.
Let's say they got paid for the work that they did for the country, which is good. But the question is, even with that opportunity, have they secured a contract with a major team overseas in Europe, in any other team in Africa? No. All that
Or
skill, all that viral, like, play.
you can
Can they be able
imagine.
to, like, can they reach out with that? Because they should ride that wave and at least try to, like, figure out if they can get a contract from a new team. They have not done that. That's where the reason I go hard at, like, the team. Like, let's say, for example, a chick like Medina
Yeah.
Court. She has had all that exposure, yet no single team has called her up. Even despite the
You
fact
know,
that she has won
you know,
multiple times,
you know
none
what I
is
would like to
calling her.
believe? What I would like to believe, what I would really very much like to believe is that Medina is not going out there because she doesn't want to. I would like to believe it is just because she doesn't want to. I would not want to believe that Medina is not going out there because nobody is seeking her, because the lady is good. And if Medina is not going out there because nobody is seeking her, then I would really very much blame the people who are around her. Give the lady visibility. Let it be a full-time job to give the lady visibility. You
They
have
shouldn't
no
wait.
idea. You have
Steve,
no
these
idea
people are
how this
waiting.
yeah.
Steve, these people are waiting for Nderitu basketball and NBA Kenya and K-Hoops to make highlights on them. They should be proactive enough to make sure they make highlights to market themselves. They shouldn't wait for another person to do
Market
it.
themselves. Come on.
Why don't they
If it
do it?
takes, pick a phone, take a phone, yeah, call these high-level clubs, tell them you need to give this lady a tryout. She needs to, you just need to see her play, just a training session. Come on, you have to do that. If that's what it takes, pick up the phone, call someone, say, I'm bringing this lady for a tryout. You see what she can do. Make sacrifices. Send her wherever you send her. Let her go to South Africa. Let her go to Nigeria. Let her go to Europe. You do all that because that lady is that good. But then if you're going to sit back and say okay, sasa tunangoja Medina aonekane na timu fulani aitwe, it might never happen. Not because those
Uh,
people don't think she's good. Those people, they're not just going to give themselves trouble. Unaona? I don't think
uh,
it's because I can. Most scouts are going to US games to watch the games. Most scouts
yeah,
are going to EuroLeague to watch the games. Yeah, high schools in Europe and whatever. Most very few scouts are coming to Kenya. Coming to Kenya. Let even
Africa.
alone Kenya, Africa.
Yeah,
Why? The only people who come to scout in Africa are players who have been born in Africa and feel like, okay, Africa can give more. Now, we have this other crop of Africans who think that, okay, because we're successful, we don't want to give every other person opportunities to be successful. We're going to pick our own. Unaona sasa, it ends
yeah.
up someone is good, but someone else is going because they're not the right person. So if we're not very strategic, we're not going to get we're not going to get anywhere. We're not going to do anything much. Itaenda tu kuwa ni story tu. Alikuwa mkali yule, yule dem alikuwa mkali sana. Kwa
And
sure.
I really hate the way people say, "Oh, you know, you in this time alikuwa mkali." I'm like, eh? So why are you telling me? Kama
Me,
alikuwa mkali, I'm supposed to know that alikuwa mkali. You don't have to keep telling me alikuwa
you know,
mkali. There's nothing. There's no data to back
makes
that
sense.
up. There's no
It,
data to back that
si
up.
hata ku
Even
back
if
up, it doesn't make sense that unaniambia mtu alikuwa mkali.
I don't care,
Mi
honestly.
nafaa kuona, mi nafaa
Like,
kuona nafaa kupita place nione kuna highlights za mtu mkali. Nafaa kupita
yeah.
place nione kuna mtu ameriwadiwa kwa kukuwa mkali. You know, you can't tell me that a player amecheza vizuri anakuwa rewarded pesa. That is not good at all. It is inafunza watu tabia mbaya, you know. A player
Like,
is good enough, put them in a position to be successful in that trade. Hata umpatie 500,000, that money inaenda kuisha. Put them in a position to be successful in that trade so
well,
that 10 years down the line they are reaping from ukali wao. Lakini mtu alikuwa mkali, alafu unaona in the later days of their lives huyu msee ako tu, ako kwa cyber tu, huwa anaprintia wasee, huwa anafanyia watu makazi za KRA pin whatever. Huyo ni msee alikuwa mkali, unaona. It doesn't help with the generation coming up.
Steve, I honestly feel for like the people I really feel for. I don't not even the people who are squandering the opportunities. I feel for that that basketball player like playing in, let's say, Umoja, Kayole, Diwopa, just getting into the system and getting into this mess. That's the guy I feel for. Like, the system is botched, it's rigged. I'm not blaming. I'm not giving it like 100% of the blame. But I'm just gonna give it like 70% of the blame because it's the structure and the ecosystem that they're going to deal with. And with all that considered, like, let's say for example they put in like 100% effort, but you see the system shafts them a lot. They're not getting the opportunities that they need, uh, team wise. Let's say for example if they're playing in a team, they can't get them the touches that can make them great. If they fall in the hands of a poor coach, don't know how to use them, their career ends there. Financial situations, the sport has not been able to pay itself to make sure that it pays the athlete. Then when an opportunity comes for Team Kenya, it's very selective. You find you're a very good player, but they're not going to take you because they're going to take someone that they know and is mediocre. They're going to do that. So those are the things and the challenges that they'll always face, given that. Then that's the reason as to why you'll see "Hey, that guy tu alikuwa hapo, alikuwa mkali, in his day he was good." I'm like, come on. Can't tell me that he was good. I'm supposed to see like he was good. Let's say, for example, if there's a highlight reel of him. That is why you're seeing digital media is coming in. ball is life. Even before like a player gets into like the NBA, House of Highlights and Ball is Life are seriously clipping games to make sure that they give the athlete much needed exposure. That's why I knew about Zion Williamson. That's when I knew. That's why I knew about Jamorant. That's why I knew about RJ Barrett. All these guys that came in, especially in 2019, 20. That's when you knew about Wemby before even he came into the league. He got that exposure. He got that coverage in there. So if the Kenyan athlete, doesn't get that exposure in there and that coverage, they're just shooting themselves in the foot. So honestly, the players on the national team, not even national, on Team Kenya and the X3, and they're in the KPA, they should just sit out. Honestly, they should just sit out this contest. It wouldn't make sense here. It wouldn't make sense to get that gold, then you go fail in there. Let that responsibility be taken up by the other team. So
Mi nakwambia, if I was smart, if I was those ladies, I'm not going
uh
back.